What's up, YouTube? Hey, y'all. It's your favorite church girl influencer, Sheridan S. Davis, and I'm back with yet another video. Did you miss me? Did you miss me, bestie? I'm so excited to see you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, okay? Like the video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. Let's get the conversation going as I introduce y'all to me. To me. Hey y'all, okay, so in my last video I kind of told y'all a little bit about myself, and I in said video we were excited because we have reached 500 subscribers, and y'all, we almost at 600 now. Like, it has only been 6 days. Listen, it's not going to be 6 days between another video. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm really trying to get my schedule together for YouTube. Truth of the matter is I am currently writing a book, so that has most of my attention, but YouTube is a definite priority for me. So I apologize for, am I ashy? One thing I'm gonna be is myself. I'm not ashy. It was just looking ashy in that angle. But anything, anyway. So y'all, yeah. It won't be 6 days before another video. I'm just really trying to wrap up my book, and y'all just pray for me. Okay, so welcome to the new subscribers. Hey, subbies. Listen, I have noticed like a lot of YouTubers name their following and stuff, and now that I've reached 500, hold on, 500. Almost 6. Okay. Now that I have reached that mark, like, I feel like I should name y'all, like, not after my name. That's like too much. But I name my readers the chocolate chips. So if you read my books, they are chocolate chips. And I always call them my best friends. Like, they are my besties, okay? So they know so much about my life that they don't realize they know because they read my books. Although these are fiction books, some of my life is sprinkled like Salt Bae into the books. So I'm just gonna call y'all my besties. Hey, besties. Hey, best friend. So when we in the comments and we are interacting with each other, I probably will greet y'all as hey, bestie, or hey, best friend. I like best friend. Hey, best friend. Okay, so anyway, today we are here to discuss my abstinence journey. So in my last video, I did tell you guys about the fact that I am abstaining. Also in my Las Vegas vlog, I mentioned that I had discovered that I wasn't living and all this other stuff. So I want to, in this video, fully flesh out what I meant in the most, I believe in discretion, but I'm also am a believer of transparency. So finding the line between being transparent and using discretion is a thing for me. So I'm finding that line. But anyway, I wanted to discuss with you guys actually what I meant, who I am, why I chose to abstain until marriage, what's going on with my abstinence journey, am I dating, all the things. So if y'all have any questions while y'all are watching this video, please comment down below, bestie, and probably in videos to come, I will answer those questions. So most of my viewers are women, and to narrow it down even more, most of them are church girls. So I want to share with you guys, as the church girl, okay, your favorite church girl influencer, I kind of want to share you guys my journey, and even the men, my journey and what all of this means to me. So as a child, she going back, yes. As a child, my parents are pastors now, but they have not been all my life. I think my daddy became a pastor when I was probably 11 or 12. So that is most of my life. But I remember in those formative, years where he was not. So I have a lot of memories where he wasn't. And I have memories being at other churches before he became the pastor of where we are now. And so, with that being said, I do remember at a young age, we have always been in church. I'm not one of those people who have memories of their parents not being at church and things like that, or have a memory of their parents getting saved. My parents have been saved, all of my life. And so they have always instilled in us, and by us, I mean me and my siblings. I am the oldest of 5. They have always instilled in us, the principles of God, sowing and reaping, and reaping what you sow, and being a good person, and all that other stuff. I need to slow down. One of the values that they impressed upon us was abstinence. Now, still in all 5 of us, the importance of abstaining from sex until marriage. And so, when your parents instill things or teach things to you, it is your job or your business whether or not you adhere to those things or not. They can teach you how they want to, or as the African proverb says, you can take a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. And so, but when it comes to abstinence, I absolutely drink. And when it comes to most things, I absolutely drink. My parents, when I tell y'all, they really mean the world to me, and I go out of my way to honor them. It hurts me when I hurt them. It affects me if I do something that embarrasses them or hurts them or whatever. And we all have those moments in our lives where we may do things that do not our parents don't agree with. And so in those moments, I really was hurt. It wasn't like, whatever. I have never been a rebellious child, never. And so those things would hurt me. And so as a child, not only them just saying, this is the Lord's way to abstain until marriage, not only was that a thing that made me want to abstain, but also in my family history, outside of my nuclear family, I see single moms or single dads, and I knew the struggle that was that, and I did not want to be that if I can help it. Now, most times people don't go out of their way to become a single parent, right? But regardless, I knew that that's not something I wanted to become, and because I could see the struggle. It wasn't like a thing of judgment, like, ew, you're a single parent. It's not that. It seemed that the people that I knew were married had more help or a better time than the people that I knew that weren't. And this is just truth of the matter. And so as a kid, I had decided I wanted to abstain until marriage. Now, with most things, when you are making decisions as a child, as you get older, you phase out of those things, or, like some of the things I wanted to be when I was a kid, what I wanted to be when I grew up occupation-wise, definitely changed when I became an adult. I used to want to be a cosmetologist, but one thing I knew for sure I wanted to be was a business owner. But the entrepreneur talk, we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, the vow to abstain until marriage was something I had chosen as a child. And as a child, I was, as I am now, completely into church, heavily into church. I love God with my whole heart, and I want to honor God with my body. Now, did I ever think that abstinence was like the reward for abstinence was marriage? No, I didn't think like that. I didn't think because I was abstaining that I would automatically get like a husband, or I would be married first, or anything like that. I never thought that. But I felt like if I abstain and my husband abstains, my future husband, whoever he is, abstains as well, then God will bless our marriage because we chose to honor him with our body. Hopefully that makes sense. So some of the things that I have seen in purity culture, I don't agree with. They have not been my experience, but yeah, I had chosen to abstain. With that being said, currently, I'm still on the path to abstinence, but God has been doing a work on me, and on my heart. So here's where the transparency comes in. Um, Dating. Okay, dating. I have not had a whole lot of dating experience. Okay, with that being said, I think I've had two boyfriends. I don't even really think you can count them, so I almost want to say none. My last relationship was 2 years ago. A lot of times you guys hear me reference this guy as the pyramid scheme, and it's funny now to reference him as such. But I might do a story time on the pyramid scheme another time. But anyway, I had him, and then when I was a kid, 16 years old, I was definitely talking to this guy that was way older than me. And so I will probably, I did a story time about that on Facebook. I'll do it again here on YouTube at a later date. Anyway, I've talked to guys in between. But I have not had a whole lot of relationship experience, the truth be told, because I was scared. Okay. I was very scared. For a lot of years of my life, my self-esteem was in the trash. Okay. So it was in the toilet, like in the gutter, most parts of the earth. Okay. It was down there. And so if a guy was trying to talk to me, unless he said the words, I like you, like, I would not think he was trying to talk to me because I couldn't recognize it. I didn't think that I was desirable or things like that. Once I did become confident, I could talk about my confidence in another video. Once I became confident, and confidence is a ever-going journey, at least for me. Once I became confident, I still didn't have a whole lot of dating experience because I was scared. I was scared that I would love someone, and some people planted seeds in my head as well, that I would fall in love, and in falling in love, I would slip and fall, okay? Like I would fall into sin. And I was so scared to sin that I kind of cut that part of my body, my journey or my life off. So I have not had the healthiest of experience with relationships because I cut that valve, if you will, off in my life and in my 20s, really. And so while other people start dating in their teens and figuring out what they like, what they don't like, what kind of person that they want to be partnered with and things like that, I did not have that experience. And I hate that I did that to myself because, I am trying in my 30s to figure out stuff that I should have figured out in my teens or early 20s, if that makes sense. And so I did not discover until a few months ago while talking to my parents that I have been stifling myself out of fear of wanting to please God so bad, want to please my parents so bad. Like, let's tell the truth. It took a while, and it's something I'm still learning, to distinguish the voice of God from the voice of my parents. In the in the Old Testament of the Bible, where Eli was calling his name, where God was calling his name, and Samuel woke up out of his sleep and he was like, Eli, did you call me? And Eli's like, no, I didn't call you. Go back to sleep. And this happened 3 times before Eli was like, listen, if it happens to you again, that was the voice of God and you need to pray. And that is something I had struggled with in my life. Like, if my parents could give me an opinion, and especially when you have a prophet for a parent, or prophetic parent, it is hard sometimes to discern, is God telling me this? Is this God speaking through you? Or is this your opinion? And that is something that I have had to learn to develop my own relationship with God. When I used to have nightmares and stuff, I would call my dad from college. Like, I would call him like, oh my God, I had a nightmare, and be crying and all this other stuff, and tell him what's wrong so he could interpret my dream. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I hadn't learned to use my prayer muscle yet. Instead of praying to God, I ran to daddy or I ran to mama. And that anyway, that's a whole nother stuff. I think one of my greatest fears is being a disappointment. And so for that reason, I had this good girl thing, and I still do. For those reasons, I was so scared to date. I could look at a guy and say he fine, I'm attracted to him or whatever, but I was so afraid to date because I didn't want to let God down. I didn't want to let my parents down. I didn't want to let myself down. And myself was last in that equation. And so that was a lot for me to just tell y'all that. That was a lot. I was about to get emotional. Okay, so anyway. So when people say things like, when we talk about abstinence and pastors who 9 times out of 10 never abstain until marriage themselves, and they have so much to say, so much to tell you about it. I do believe that they should still preach that, but calm your voice down. Don't be talking from an authoritative place if you have not been through it. If you ain't walking them abstinence shoes. This is not easy. This is not an easy feat. Okay, even with not having sex, even with being a virgin, I'm still a virgin. That it's still not easy, because desiring sex is a natural human desire. Like, it is a natural human desire. It is one of the human needs. Like, it's natural to want to have sex. Being horny is not a sin. Like, it is natural for your body. If you're a woman, for you to wink and cry, you know what I'm saying down there. It is natural for that to happen. It is natural for a man to break up. Like, it's just natural. That's just what your bodies are made to do. And the way marriage is set up in the Western culture is completely different than it was in the Bible days. In the Bible days, they were not 30-something and not married or have never been married. Them Negroes get married in their teens. So, yeah, you could wait until you turn 16. Now it's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother level of discipline. It's a whole nother level of strategy that it takes to honor God with your body. And so, and I'm not talking about just, I don't have sex, but I masturbate. Like, legitimately going full blown, no nothing. That is not an easy feat. And so let's stop talking about it like it is. Let's stop telling people, oh, you can't miss what you never had. No, I can't miss it, but I could desire it. I can yearn for it. I could want what I never had. If that was the case, if it was so easy, if you never did it, then everybody would still be a virgin. Right? So, I said that to say, when we're talking about abstinence and virginity and stuff, it's very important that we come from a place of, number one, humility, and number two, understanding that this is not as easy as you would assume for everybody. It's not. And so that's even something that I've had to overcome when talking about this. I used to talk about abstinence and purity and stuff a whole lot, but I calmed down off of talking about it, number one, because people would assume that I was being judgmental, which that wasn't my heart of the matter. But number two, my identity was being wrapped up in my virginity, and I had to stop that. Because what would happen if I actually fell or had sex? Am I no longer a person? Am I no longer desirable? Or am I no longer worthy of God's best? No. And so that's something that I have to find an identity outside of my virginity. So I don't talk about it as often as I used to. And I know there are a lot of girls and guys who looked up to me and still do when it comes to abstaining. But I had to take a break off talking about it because it became too much. Some of the things people would say to me, would hurt my feelings. And so I didn't talk about it as much. But this is my platform. I'm going to talk about what I want to, and I will block people if they do too much. And that's just that on that. Praise the Lord. I have not had a whole lot of dating experience. I cannot tell you that I know my triggers. Like, people say, well, we know our boundaries. No, we don't. If you only begin to know your triggers when you've pressed the envelope, and you can say, oh, that's too far. I don't know a whole lot of my triggers. What I can say is I didn't even have my first kiss until I was 29 years old. And some people won't even count what we did as a kiss. So, whatever. So I don't all the way know my triggers. What I do have is common sense. So there are some things I'm just not going to do. I'm just not going to do because, I am a person. I'm not asexual, okay? I am a heterosexual female, okay? I have never had sex, but I know. I likes the men's. I know that, okay? So anyway, yeah. So as I am on my current journey, my current path is to stop being so scared. Like, and there's still a level of nervousness that I do have, but my current journey is to push past the nervousness to I keep saying nervousness, okay? I am pushing past that to I'm dating now. I'm single. I am not in a relationship at all. I am single and I'm mingling. Like, I'm dating. I don't want to say I'm dating because it sounds like I'm dating a person. No, I'm single and I am mingling. Trying to figure out what I like, what I don't like. This is a very experimental time for me. And I'm excited about the experiment. And I want to be very transparent even about my dating journey on my channel. Like, telling y'all, hey, I got this one guy that did blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Dating is literally collecting data, okay? I'm just trying to figure out what things work for me and what don't. Because these are things, again, that I should have figured out in my teens, in my early 20s that I did not. And now that I am in my early 30s, I'm a late bloomer, but I'm blooming. I'm a late bloomer, but I'm blooming. And, maybe I should stop saying that I should have figured this stuff out in my early 20s or in my teens, because maybe this is the time God had for me. I am very intentional about dating, though, because I do want to be married, right? So I definitely want to be married. That is something that I know is in God's plan for me, right? So I do want to be married. I do want to have children. So that's where it gets scary. And I've talked about this on my channel before. It gets scary because, I'm climbing up Jacob's ladder. I'm 31 now. And, they say that the cutoff age for women having children is 40 or 45 or something like that. So the older that I get, it's like, okay, Lord, roll in the husband anytime, so I can have children. But yielding to God's plan is something that I believe in, even when it's hard. And talking about this, it is difficult, to not have the things you thought you would have by 30. Like, that's hard. Like, I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But it is what it is. I don't want to dwell on it because you can fall into depression. I want to say I can fall into depression. I have fallen into depressions about that. And I'm not, ain't nobody got time to just be walking around sad and down and stuff, down and out all day. But what I will say is that I am excited about my journey. I'm excited to be mingling, and getting to know myself, getting to know, the guys. That sounds crazy. Getting to know, what I like in a companion. That sounds better, right? That is it about my abstinence journey. that's my abstinence video. I hope y'all enjoy it. And we will talk soon. Bye, besties. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. I love y'all very much.